So just down here we've got the Dale Fountain Bar. There's supposed to be some live music on, I think it's Thursdays and Mondays. I'm possibly going to check them out Thursday, let you know how it goes. Get down the corridor this way, passageway. And also there's a sign there. So this is Los Cristianos at the moment. As you can see, I'm not walking, I'm just too embarrassed to be walking and talking. I could always pretend to be on the phone, I guess, but that would be a bit weird still. And eventually I guess the weirdness will go away, but it's a cracking day if we just look around. 25 degrees, some people playing volleyball over there, and so lucky with the weather to be here in the middle of March and this kind of temperature. So busy as well. Anyway, let's get on. Okay, so just walking along here, crossing between Las Americas, well, Los Cristianos through to Las Americas now. And yeah, as you can see, this phone is shaking a little bit, and I'm speaking reasonably quietly because, again, I don't want to appear too mad. So many people everywhere. Back in the olden days, they used to have grey sand everywhere, volcanic sand. Of course, now it's, I think it's shipped in from the Sahara. That's a rumour I heard. Let me know if it's true or not. I don't know what's happening here. What's going on? There's a Hacienda Miranda up there. Don't know too much about that one. That's going into Las Americas Centre. Nice and cool in the breeze with these trees. All kinds of dressing styles. Complete beachwear to Gothic look, I guess. Look at that, dead calm day, beautiful. Big hotel coming up on the right, Cleopatra Palace Hotel. Okay, I'm going to go off here now, I'm getting some funny looks, especially that last guy. I'll try and catch up again when we're getting near to one of these live music venues I was telling you about. Okay, incredible waves around here, good surfing territory. This place is, I suspect, used to be one of these swimming pools. Not sure, but I reckon it was. And it says Zona Peligrosa, which is dangerous zone, dangerous area, and it's prohibited here to go into it. I guess maybe because of some of the tides when it gets rough, the water goes out, might get caught in a rip tide or something. Who knows? People who know Tenerife will know the history of this place as to why it was shut. Let's walk along. I bet it was beautiful in the day. And you've got a very expensive looking cafe kind of beach area right next to it. As you can see, you've got all the surfers out there on the sea taking advantage of the waves, which get to be humongous during times of the year. I've not seen how big they can get, but apparently pretty big. And we've got Las Americas just off over there, so I'll continue walking for now. Right guys, so here I am outside the Sax bar. Okay, it's shut at the moment. Obviously we're in the daytime, it's just nearly 1 o'clock, if not 1 o'clock, and I have to tell you that as this channel is all about live music and karaoke and just singing, music in general, this is an incredible band. that's performing every single night, it seems. I'm not sure if they got one night off, they probably have, but not sure about that. And they do everything from classic rock right through to bands like Metallica and other, I say newish stuff, of course. If you're a kid or if you're anybody below the age of 30, it's not new stuff. They just do a lot of good metal band stuff, and you can see from the pictures in the banner exactly the kind of music they tend to cover. ZZ Top, AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, just to name a few. Okay, so fantastic band, and there's 4 guys, and they all perform not only their musical instruments, well, I say all, maybe one doesn't, bassist I think, they all sing to some extent as well, either definitely on the backing vocals, but actually they sing lead vocals from time to time as well. And it's a great night out, good variety of music. If you love your live music, if you love your live metal music, this is a place you must go and see. So it's called the Sax Band, and it's in Las Americas. And I've walked over here, just eaten over in the Aberdeen Steakhouse, which is reasonably priced. A couple of beers, so I'm obviously a little bit more chatty than I would be earlier on in the day. And I've got to walk all the way back. I'm going to show you some different walks to what the other guys are showing, in terms of going up around the back, and that'll hopefully at least keep a bit of variety. So that's the Sax Rock Bar, and it's as it says, live music every night. I don't know how they keep going with their set. Their set contains, I have been in on different nights, they do vary their set. There are different songs sung, but how they manage to do it night after night is beyond me. Anyway, let's move along. So just walking along here, and of course without my wonderful gadget, I'm not able to keep this phone as still as it's meant to be. If you look at the professionals, Master Night Strider, Scotsman, they can all do this without this wobbling effect. Unfortunately, I'm not there yet. I haven't quite figured it out. So this next bar I'm going to show you is called Princess Dies. You've got a Kids Chill Out bar in the back. I've not been in there yet. I will definitely get in there sometime. They have live music too. But down here we've got Princess Dies. You can't really see any sign. There you go. There's a sign. Now this gets really busy. I've seen a lot of people in there. They have live acts. A lot of the live acts here in Las Americas, Costa Rica, Tenerife, in terms of the coast, all along this coast, right up to Puerto Colón. You get a lot of the same acts that rotate around the different bars. And there's music in the background, so I've got to speak over. I'll talk about that later. Oh, by the way, the band, if you want to hear the band in Sax Bar, I'll put a link in for you on this video somehow. Hopefully I won't get done by the copyright people, as everybody complains about. I've got to find a way to get around that, because I want you to hear the music that's played. So in Princess Dies, it gets really busy on the night time. It's a good stage, it's a good sound. It not only does live acts, it does karaoke too. So if anybody wants to get up and sing, it's always been busy the times I've been in, from 8ish, 9ish it gets a bit busier, 10ish is full usually. You get a really good sound out there, so it's worth going for. Okay, yeah, like I said, Princess Dies. And there are other bars along here, I don't know too well. Over in the corner there, let's have a walk over. This place in the corner gets a frequent mention. It's where you get your Irish bars, your most famous Irish bars here in the kind of centre of Playa de las Americas. And you know, you've got the Veronica Strip way down on the left. Drunken Ducks does a few live acts, by the way. Surf schools all along this little avenue too. So if you like surfing or that MMA stuff, the wrestling stuff, fighting stuff, that's all back there too. You can have classes up there. I'm not going to mention Chris Tate, no, already done it, too late. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So Drunken Duck on the right, and then we got this one on the left, which is getting geared up, I guess, for St. Patrick's, called the Dubliner. Dubliner is always a busy night. a little bit on the rough side. I'm not saying that it's rough as in fights every night, definitely not seen that. Tell me if anybody has. But people like to go in there and have a good time and get a little bit drunk, and the live acts do an incredible job of continuing to perform even when things are getting a little bit lively. Will you sing this? Will you sing that? Anybody who sings anything. And the request is not just get off like I get sometimes. I'm kidding. Is generally sing this, can you sing this song, can you sing that song, and people tend to pester the performers. These guys in the Gaelic corner by the Dubliner, they are very good at managing difficult crowds and lively crowds and fun crowds. Let's be honest, it is a fun bar, so if you're out for a fun night, that's a place to go. I've always, when I've passed here on an evening, it's always been a cracking good evening. So anyway, I need to stop talking for a little bit and I'll show you some other places around here. Thanks. I'm outside the Jersey Cow up, heading towards the top of Las Americas now. That's not mentioned too often in videos, so I thought I'd give it a mention. They claim to do karaoke every night. I have to say, I've been in just a couple of times. The sound was okay. You tend to get quite a mixture of people in. It can be a bit hit and miss in that sense, and they have the live acts on as well. So that's the Jersey Cow. The guy who ran one of the nights, I think he does the Meatloaf tribute, nice guy, and the beer is pretty good and not too expensive. The only thing is it's cash only, and it's still cash only by the look of it. You've got that sign there, so make sure that if you want to come in here, you've got that cash. I'm getting used to using my Revolut card now to just tap everywhere. It's so handy if you've got a reasonable internet. So yep, that's the Jersey Cow. So now I'm outside the MTK Canaris Tenerife boxing gymnasium, and it's by this huge stadium where obviously they've got live football on at some point. I'm sure it's a really handy place for kids doing football training, either on holiday, I'm not sure, I have to find that out, or actually people who live here. I'm sure there's loads of clubs that use this stadium and matches that go on. I have to find out from you guys how often the matches are and what you have to pay to get in. But like I said, this is a music channel video, so I have to try not to get sucked in to all that chat about everything that's around here, as the other guys are so good at giving you lots of detailed information about all the different venues. I just mentioned the local buses called Titsa. It's a great name, and I got one of these from the airport, €3.50 I think it was. It was dirt cheap, very good, very efficient, nice air conditioning inside. Regularly, I heard, well, I read actually this morning that people waiting 2 hours for taxis from the airport. It's crazy. Honestly, if you're willing to be a little bit more brave and you're not carrying too much gear, I know if you're carrying gear it changes everything, then I totally recommend that you just jump in the local buses. And a little bit of the lingo helps, but it's not necessary. You wave your card at them, you pay that €10 thing if you want. If you know how to do that, look at the other guys' videos for how to do that, and you can easily get on the bus, even with change. It's only a 15-20 minute bus ride from the airport to Cristianos, 20 minutes to the Las Americas. So I'm walking now around by the stadium, and having walked back here on the night, it's pretty reasonably safe. I wouldn't say that necessarily, well, safe is the wrong word. I wouldn't say I've walked everywhere without problems. I actually got, for the first time in my life, I actually got pickpocketed, the timing police car, pickpocketed coming back from the Sax bar. Like an idiot, I had my headphones in. It was early hours of the morning, and I was eating chips, so my hands weren't free. And this guy just came over and tried to entice me into a strip club, believe it or not. And I was like, no, thanks. That's a good boy. But all the time he was actually patting me down, fleecing me, took my wallet. Couldn't believe it. So yes, this place is incredibly friendly, incredibly safe, incredibly fun, but as has been said recently by the Night Strider, you have to be aware of the possibility that one of these incredibly professional thieves might pull one over on you. And as you can see, we're now, so this is pretty much, if you look on my right, just beyond all these buildings, you've got the beach down there, probably a kilometre maybe down there on the right. And where we're going here, on the straight ahead, I think it's a school. We've got a roundabout. Where I stayed previously is the Mural of Porterson. That's coming up on the right too. I'll try and point you in that direction. That was a really nice place to stay, but very popular. I know it's used by one of the, at least one of the main booking agencies too, so you can't really always get in there when you want to get in there. But a very friendly team on reception that will always try and accommodate you. And we're actually going to walk around the back of that hill. Okay, so you might not call it a hill, but you know, it's a hill. I'll take these off to the left somewhere. And on a day like today, where it's 24 degrees, a beautiful breeze, t-shirt off, what better way to get a bit of exercise, catch a few sun rays. I know a lot of people like to lie in the hotels, lie on those sun lounges, drinking, and they're all inclusive holiday bars. And don't get me wrong, I totally understand the temptation, but this is an amazing way to get a tan, walking around, and good way to stay fairly healthy too. Although I must admit, it works up the appetite for the beers. I have had a couple of beers, and then it's a case of walking back, not drinking too much. If you're going to save yourself a little bit for the evening, don't overdo it in the afternoon, that's my advice. So this is quite a lengthy walk now. I'm going to switch this off for a little bit, and I'm going to tell you about what we've got near the Porterson Hotel, and just in this area, only because, like I said, I've stayed here. All these little bits of information that any of us give you, if it's any tiny bit useful in helping you decide where to come out, when to come out, then listen to any of the guys. You'll pick up all sorts of useful little tidbits from everyone. And I do intend to travel around to different places. Fabulous day, very pretty. Well, this is the borough of Porterson, good timing bus, and the bus stop just outside on the right, coming from the airport. It's one of the buses, and this is where I've stayed before. It's a great location. It's only a few hundred meters down that way into Las Americas, and you've got the hill going over to Cristianos, and over there you can just see it around the roundabout, maybe in the distance. Got a huge Mercadona, and that's always incredibly useful. So I'm going to go up that road now, around the side of the hill, and then down into Los Cristianos again. Okay, so here we are on the walk part, just around the back of that beautiful hill, and you can walk up there to the top, or at least round to the side where that villa that hasn't been finished for decades apparently is still there, being finished. Got Mercadona on the left, and it's lovely for a walk. Amazing views, cool breeze, and not full of people. Of course, sometimes being sociable is a good thing, sometimes being a bit of a loner is a good thing. And certainly for us people who do this walking about a bit, you have to be prepared to go off and travel on your own, I guess. And as somebody who's doing that anyway, I might as well get stuck into this and share at least some of the experiences coming out to these places. Now I've done this walk on a night time as well, when I was staying at that hotel back there, and the lights have been lit, the path has been pretty empty. And a single man walking down here, or a group of blokes. It might feel okay. I'm guessing it probably would not be the best place to be walking on a night time if you were a single female, or even a group of females, a group of girls. Having said that, of course, what you do is totally up to you. It just doesn't strike me as the safest route. You can go around, of course, the beach all on that side, keep going down there, walk around, and it's absolutely chock-a-block normally. But here is normally a very quiet walk, but certainly in the daytime it's a cracking little walk. Taking us down around the back of Los Cristianos. Apologies for the shakiness of the phone while I'm walking without my gadgets, but at least hopefully it'll give you a bit of an idea of some parts that you might not have seen before. We've got the main route on the left that goes up back towards the airport and everything there. Busy roads, quiet path. Okay, so I'll just stop filming here for a second and I'll pick us up again when we get to the top of Los Cristianos, which is not too far around that corner. We're almost there now. Okay, so here we are now, top of Cristianos, Los Cristianos, and we've got the bus station just down there, and it looks like the fair is in town. Okay, not sure how long this is staying here. And as you can see, happy Halloween, whatever that means. So yeah, there's a big fair at the top. I wonder how many people know about that. Carousels, Ferris wheel, all that stuff. Pirate ship over there, I think. Merry-go-round here. So yeah, just dropping down from the top into the bus station area. I just thought I'd show you it. It's only 15-20 minutes it took me to walk down to this bit from that side of the hill. So it is quite a shortcut in some ways. Certainly in the day it's worth taking if you just want a bit of variety to your walking. Like I said, not so sure about night time. I even have to think for myself whether I want to do that too often. Okay, and yeah, I say this is the bus station. It isn't. It's actually a little bit further, just beyond these buildings here. Okay, and I'm gonna switch off here, and pretty much my videos. I've got to go back to listening to the wonderful, exciting information about the Chancellor's budget. As if. And hopefully catch up with you later. I'm off out in Dreamers this evening, and I'll get you some feedback on various other places I'm visiting while I'm here. Thanks for staying with me. Bye for now.